Welcome back. In this video, we're going to cover Session 2's update to your daily eraser meditation exercise. In the first session, we had you do two very simple but very powerful meditation exercises. For the first 30 minutes, you simply had to watch your breath as it flowed in and out of your nostrils and nasal passages. For the second 30 minutes, we had you shift your attention slightly as you watched your breath flowing in and out. Rather than watching your breath start to flow in and start to flow out, as your senses normally want to do, we had you focus on when each of these came to an end. We had you focus on when your breath stopped flowing out and stopped flowing in, and the pause between them, if you had one, came to an end. In this session, we're going to keep doing these two powerful practices, just with a slight adjustment. For the first 30 minutes, you'll continue to focus on your breath in your nasal passages and in and around your nostrils. However, I want you to add in more detail to what you notice. Try to focus very strongly and intently on the sensations where your breath is touching either your nostrils or somewhere inside of your nasal passages. Is it a uniform touch? Do you feel it stronger in some areas than others? Is it the same for both inhales and exhales? Is it the same during the entire inhale and exhale, and so on? You get the idea for the types of things that you might explore. Really try to focus on sensing as much detail as you can. The skin is one of the most sensitive receptors our body has. It picks up a huge amount of signals and vibrations from the environment in every moment. Now, needless to say, if we felt all of that all of the time, it would be absolutely overwhelming. So, as part of the natural growing up process, we've all trained ourselves to ignore the vast majority of it. Now, internally, it doesn't seem like that. Instead, it seems like our skin is picking up everything and relaying everything for us to notice. As we go through the exercises over the first several sessions of the course, you'll definitely come to see how false this feeling is. That begins for us with this session, with this slight change in our meditation exercise. By placing your attention on a small area of the body, such as the nostrils or the inside, or even one small part of the inside of your nasal passages, you allow yourself to focus very tightly on the sensations in that area. Believe it or not, some of you will say that you don't feel a thing. That's how far down you've dampened those signals. Of course, unless you've had some sort of illness or physical damage that affects these areas of the body, the receptors in those areas are working. They are relaying a wide variety of signals and information about what they're feeling to your brain. You've just programmed your system to tune it all out over time. Everyone will have dampened them down to some extent. And if you think about it, this makes perfect sense. How important has it really been for you to feel these signals? Not really important at all, right? Until now, that is. It's definitely been best up to this point in your life for you to not have them taking up any of your attention. Really, what would have been the point? Now, however, we want to increasingly start getting this finer level of detail back. And the reason is simple. As we mentioned last time, your body is a key interface to the present moment. Accordingly, these sensations are happening in the present moment. And the more of them that we can feel, the more we're anchoring ourselves in the present. Now, there are some other reasons that we'll discuss over time, but this present moment thing is a biggie. The key to this exercise is to just accept where you're starting from. If you can't feel anything, that's fine. Just keep trying. If you can, keep trying to focus and feel increasingly richer amounts and ranges of sensation. Just accept this as it unfolds. For some of you, it may take a long time to even feel anything at all. At the other extreme, some of you may notice a massive flood of sensation right away, maybe even an overwhelming flood. Whatever you're experiencing is perfect right now for you and your system. Remember not to compare yourself with others and their experiences. Their experience is what's best for them and how their system is optimally using this exercise to make progress. Yours is doing the exact same for you. For the second 30 minutes, continue to be very detail focused, just as you were doing during the first 30 minutes, and add in noting gone or end or stopped or whatever method you're using that we talked about last session. The increased level of detail should give you many more gones to notice. If it's easiest, you can continue to focus on when the in-breath ends, when the out-breath ends, and when the pause between them ends, if you have one. Notice now, though, that this is not a simple on-off process. There's a fade, a transition that occurs between each one of these. There are multiple gones that can be noted as the out-breath ends, for example. Multiple sensations happening as the breath slows to a halt and finally stops on the exhale. In fact, the air may be slowly still exiting your nose as your inhale begins, causing even more subtle sensations for you to pick up on and note as gone or ended or stopped or whatever. If you'd like, you can go beyond these ending points in the breath and note many more gones that relate to the breath as it flows in and out of your nostrils and your nasal passages. For this, you can just pay attention to the flow of air itself and stop noticing whether it's even flowing in or out. As the air is drawn in during inhales, for example, it touches many points in the nose differently over time. These are all discrete events that have a beginning as well as an ending that can be noted. And there are many of them happening oftentimes all at the same time in different parts of your nostrils and nasal passages. You have an unlimited number of things that you can notice. Now, don't stress yourself out by trying to do too many. Do what you can while still remaining focused and relaxed. If this exercise seems easy for you and you'd like to increase the challenge level, you can try to increasingly shift the gones you notice to be from the disappearance of subtler and subtler sensations in the nose, rather than the cessation of bigger ones like your inhale ending, for example. If you have a significant difficulty feeling anything at all, let me give you a few tips. First of all, you can just try touching the nostrils. That's okay. When you touch the nostrils, you can feel the sensation of the touch, right? You can feel a sensation there. So you can just start to acclimate what a sensation feels like. You can wet your nostrils. That can often help you to detect air flowing in and out more easily. You can hold a finger under your nose to become aware of when breath is flowing in and out if you're really having problems with this. And, listen, other things that you think of that are like this. These types of physical hacks, if you need them, are perfectly fine to use. If you have a stuffy nose, like we talked about last time, or a physical condition that causes pain in your nose, and this exercise for some reason exacerbates it, and basically if there's some reason that you just can't really do this exercise or make this exercise work for you, just go back to the instructions from session 1, which suggest other areas of your body, and use those instead. Incorporate the instructions from this session with the recommendations from session 1, and that'll be just fine. Probably your mouth, as air flows through it, is the best alternative to use, unless that one doesn't make sense for you for some reason. If you have a condition like fibromyalgia that causes pain all over your body or over large sections of your body, and part of that involves your nose, please contact support, and we'll be happy to give you some additional guidance. Remember, you've spent a lifetime telling your brain that you don't care about many of these sensations and that it doesn't have to tell you about them. Now you're beginning the process of telling your brain the exact opposite. It shouldn't be surprising if it doesn't deliver amazing detail overnight. In later sessions, we'll be doing this over more and more of the body. So this is an important starting exercise, but it's just that. It's just a start. So relax, have fun. Don't be too hard on yourself regarding how much you can feel or how fast you can feel it or anything like that. Just trust that whatever it is, however it's happening, is perfect for you. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time.